care work, is I don't think it's recognized how much energy goes into sort of care based work. I also think part of my sort of that care side of my approach also comes from my background in teaching, particularly in communities that facing multiple issues of social deprivation and multiple challenges, where sort of real sort of care for the people that you work on is a really sort of foundational part of what you need to do. Creating space in which to recognize the energy that I do have, and when I need time for myself, finding tactics to care for myself, amid all of the sort of the strategy of academia and the structure of academia, sort of finding ways to kind of radically care for myself amid all of that. And that actually is, has been a sort of challenging process, actually, also to sort of stand my ground and recognize when I sort of need time for myself as well, and whether perhaps to also recognize that actually when you approach research work from the point, and scholarship from the point of care, and really acting in a responsible way, engaging with the world in a responsible way, you hold quite a lot. You can easily come to sort of hold quite a lot, and actually it's really important to create spaces in which you can put that down. It's easy to look at sort of researchers as being a cog in this whole sort of huge research machine that is doing research and creating research, but actually that machine is actually full of created, made by vulnerable human beings, that there's a certain amount that you can sort of hold and take on. And at the moment, for instance, I'm sort of approaching the final leg of my PhD, and so everything is sort of coming down into sort of quite a intense focus, and I've realized that actually in order to be able to do that and to push my PhD across the finishing line, that actually I really need to kind of retreat under my little rock for a bit, so that actually I can get that space for that deep level of focus to get it completed. And instead of feeling terrible about the fact that I need to take myself away from contributing for a period of time to these groups, actually, instead, I've recognized that actually it's just important for me to just communicate with people that I can't be there for this period of time, because I have to give my focus to something else, and there's only so much that I can take on. But the great thing about that is that when we sort of care for ourselves, we give other people the permission to care for themselves as well. So if I am honestly a human being, and with sort of the people that I'm working with, and I can be my authentic honest self of this is where Imogen's at and this is what Imogen's struggling with at the moment, then it also it allows people to sort of recognize that we're not all superhumans here. We are sort of human beings that sort of working to sort of challenge things or transform things in our environment, and we can only sort of do it at the pace that we can do it in.